Hello to those of you that are here. I'll just wait a couple of minutes. We have such a small group today. Hmm. I'll just wait another minute and then we can jump into it. Okay, how about I just start? Where is my presentation? Okay, let me just do the risky share of the whole desktop. Okay, I'm assuming you guys can see this. Thank you to everyone that's joined. It's quite a small group today, but that's actually great because I don't have that much content to go through just because so much has been shared each week so far this month. So if you haven't watched the other sessions, I would definitely recommend giving them a watch. Everything is recorded and they're all on YouTube. And the links for those workshop sessions are in the link in our Instagram bio. So definitely go back and rewatch, especially if you are new to Sunroom. They will really help. And yeah, I don't think this will take too long. So if you do have questions, we can just save a bit of time for more of like a personalized Q&A at the end. So if you've got questions, please save them to the end and just be as specific and detailed as possible as you can be in the questions, just because sometimes people write through things and I need a bit more information to give a good answer. So as much as you can give me, the better. All right, so we've done a lot. We've covered the basics, we've covered making money in DMs, we've covered launching and growing your sunroom, and kind of how and what to post. So this sort of wraps it all up. So in today's session, I'm just going to show you some strategies that will help you make money and retain members at the same time, which is ultimately what we all want to be doing. So I just wanted to cover some of the do's and don'ts of Sunroom. These are some things that I've mentioned as this kind of campaign has gone along, but I just wanted to make sure they stay at the top of your mind because they're just things to always be aware of. So, the do's. I feel like I'm banging my head against a brick wall with this one, but it is just so important to have an automated welcome message. You're really missing out if you don't have one. So definitely have your automated welcome message set up. And if you don't feel like it's working for you and you don't feel like you're getting replies or people opting in, change it up. Maybe your audience needs something a little different. Maybe they need to be asked a question. Maybe you actually take one of these strategies, which is like playing a game in DMs, and actually like kick off your automated welcome message with, do you want to play a game? That's actually a fucking good idea. I've never suggested that people should do that, but that's actually a really good idea. And I think people should do that. I might actually try that. Imagine your automated welcome message out to everyone is literally, do you want to play a game? And then you could just kick off into one of the games that I'll show you in the next slide. Food for thought. Do set your price on the lower side to get people in the door. Um, Also, sorry, I'm kind of just laughing at the giant pat on the back I just gave myself for that idea. I think working from home for like the past 3 years is like put me into the mindset of like we've got to cheer ourselves on as we're working through each day in solitude. Anyway, set your price on the lower side to get people in the door. It is always better to get them in than to have them waiting outside. So anything over $10 is considered high on Sunroom. I can't tell you how to price yourself. You need to feel good about it, but it's just something to consider, and everyone's audience is different. Consistency is rewarded on Sunroom, so show up. It's really important to be consistent. The number one reason people cancel their memberships is because of lack of post frequency, just inconsistency, and them not feeling like they're getting enough. So show up and you will be rewarded. And this kind of ties into promote frequently in order to build trust. As I've mentioned a few times, your audience is trying to work out, is this a place where this creator shows up over and over? Is it worth parting with my money? So I'm not saying you need to be promoting your sunroom on Instagram or TikTok every single week. That would be great if you were doing that. I think if you're a creator who's been on Sunroom for a longer period of time, I think once a month is a really good reminder and little nod to your followers that you are still active and sharing or oversharing on Sunroom. And then when you are promoting, it is always a good idea to keep reinforcing or reminding people what your why is. So it might be that you are censored, so you can't show up as your full self on Instagram. It might be that you're in a profession where you have to dilute a lot of your knowledge because certain words aren't allowed on Instagram or TikTok. It might be that you are just scared to show up as your full self on social media because of how big and public it is. Your why builds allies, and it's usually something that a lot of people can relate to. So it helps bring people over. The don'ts. Don't have more than 10 custom experiences. Reminder that it causes decision paralysis. So wherever you can condense, condense. Don't send private posts with multiple parts locked. This is like the second highest reason why people cancel memberships. Members get really shitty if multiple parts are locked. They feel like they've been deceived. I do know a lot of people think about it like I'm giving people the option to like spend a little bit or spend a lot. And I can definitely understand that train of thought. But it's kind of a design flaw of sunrooms that people can't see how many parts are locked. And so right now it's just not a good idea to lock multiple parts. Just insert a paywall at one singular point. Don't recycle content from your social media platforms. This has to be like the number one no. If you do that, people will make the assumption all you do is recycle your content here, and they are just not going to subscribe. So you really have to differentiate. And then don't abuse preview posts. Reminder that they can cannibalize your membership. So you really want to use preview posts sparingly. Like for every 4 members only posts, you do 1 preview post. And make sure it's like your best content, because this is the stuff people will be looking at when they first land on your profile and decide to become a member or not. So I would make it juicy and interesting and a little bit clickbaity. All right. This is a fucking good hack. The freebie, we've called it. We just sent an email out a few hours ago that contained all of this information. So you might have already read it and seen this hack. If you haven't, here it is. And if you do feel like you need more information on it after this call, check your emails and there should be an email from us with this kind of thing. So we recently tested this hack amongst a group of about 40 of our creators. And this is some of the feedback they came back with. Hey, the creator tip worked so well. It's brought my earnings up by another $300. I've made hundreds. Honestly, it's a great hack. Thanks again. And we had so many messages like this. So the way this hack works is you first post a photo on your grid, just like could be a life update, a video, could be a spicy photo. and you say in the caption, or you say on the post, or you say in the video, I'm offering a free spicy photo to anyone who sends me X emoji, and just choose an emoji of your choice. All of a sudden you will have people in your DMs sending you that emoji. And then you are going to send them a free photo back, but you are also going to send a locked photo. So you're going to end up actually sending a private post with 2 frames. The first frame will be that free photo that you promised. The second frame will be locked. This is such an easy, quick way to up your earnings. Members like it because they're still getting that thing that you've promised them for free, but then you're also offering them a little bit more. And I would make sure you lock that second frame for something on the cheaper side, like a bit of a discount, price it lower than your custom experiences. And you could also send a message and actually describe what's in the second frame. You know, hey, thought I'd share something a little bit extra as well if you're into it. I've given it to you for a discount. So something to try if you haven't already. This is kind of a refresher from last week, but I just mentioned how playing games in DMs is actually really good. So I just included some little mock-ups here around the kinds of games you could be playing. So 2 truths and a lie, pretty self-explanatory. Dress up, pretty self-explanatory. But last week, people were asking, what is DM roulette? So reminder, it can be something like this. I have insane pieces of content, a mix of pics and videos ready to send. I've labeled them from 1 to 5. If you tip me 1,000 sunbeams, I'll send a number between 1 to 5. And then they kind of select the number and you just send them a little mystery piece of content back. But this is the kind of thing that maybe you could follow up with if you decided to make do you want to play a game part of your automated welcome message. You could maybe do 2 truths and a lie, truth or dare. That would be a cool way to just start to actually like show your members that this is a place where you are a little bit more yourself and more open, and it's like they're a friend of yours. Secret menu. This is also a fun one. So I've said a few times that it's really important to be creating a list or keeping a list of your high spenders. So if you haven't been doing that, that's fine. Even if you were to try, oh, it's so annoying. Even if you were to try something like this, it would start to give you an idea of who are the people that are actually willing to pay more to unlock more content. So you could try something like this. You could see how many people unlock the second frame, and you could start to build that into a list of your high spenders. Same with people that respond to your automated welcome message, things like that. But if you don't know where to start, you may or may not be aware, you can actually tap into My Members on your profile. So literally, if you go to your Sunroom profile, let me just open Sunroom. If you go to your Sunroom profile, where it has your member count in the top left-hand corner, that's actually tappable. So if you tap on that number, it will open this up. And within here, you've actually got top members listed. So those 11 people, this is actually mine. Those are 11 people who have spent the most money on me. I could also see who I've got a streak with. So this is someone that I've spoken to a lot. And then I could also see who has stuck around from day one. So this is like a good little baseline group of people for me to target. So if you don't know where to start, go in there. You also might not know, but people who become your top member, they also get a little member badge. So they get this little icon on their own profile that shows they are a top member of yours. And there's actually a creator on Sunroom, Emily Feld, who makes a decent chunk of money. And she actually uses this information as a way to get people spending more and more. So she will actually go out on her grid and say something like, I've got an offer for all my top members. And her Sunroom members have become like obsessed with getting that badge and obsessed with becoming one of her top members. So this is language that you can actually start using on your grid if you want. And just a way to like make it a little bit more competitive amongst your members with who's in your top members, who's like one of your day ones. And it's also just good to know who those people are for you, because they're people that you probably should be proactively reaching out to just to keep that relationship going. But anyway, the secret menu. One of our creators sent this out last week. Hey, so I had a super fun idea. Basically, I'm launching a secret content menu for members who have spent over 2K in Sunbeams. Want to hear what's on the menu. And she wouldn't really know, she wouldn't have a list of how much everyone spent on her, but she could probably just make the assumption that anyone in her top members is someone who has spent over 2,000 Sunbeams. So she just hit them up, and she doesn't really have a secret content menu. She's just like come up with something in the back of her mind and is just trying to see if there's appetite for it. And then just sent back a list of extra stuff she's not really offered before. Okay. Hold yourself accountable. I have definitely said this a few times. The more you make Sunroom habitual, the easier it will be for you to keep up with posting and connecting with your members, as well as giving yourself a bank of content to use. So I know a lot of our creators just do content days, like once a fortnight, once a month even, where they just shoot a ton of Sunroom content, and then they've got that at their disposal for the next month, which is something you could consider adding to your routine or schedule if you haven't done that already. And again, can just like, really keep going on and on about this, but make it really clear in your bio how often you post and what people can expect from you. We are actually building a last active little status at the moment. So your members will soon be able to see like if you're active or when you were last active, which we think will really help. But here's a few other things you can do to hold yourself accountable. Set boundaries. Sometimes we have people write in to us asking for refunds on custom experiences because a creator hasn't delivered that content within a certain period of time. We kind of always have creators' backs here and will normally encourage the member to reach back out to the creator, leave a decent and reasonable amount of time and things like that. But it could really help you as creators to actually tell your members when they can expect custom content, e.g., I deliver all custom requests every Friday, or I deliver all custom requests every second day. Or when someone does ask for something that takes you a little bit more time, tell them, hey, I'm really busy this week. It's probably going to take me a week. And just set their expectations and set your own boundaries. Using order forms is just such a great way to like cut down on time, deliver things quickly. I showed you all how to use order forms last week. So if you're not sure about that, please go and check out that session. Create offers and bundles. I recently did like a 12 days of content series that I just promoted on my grid. I sold it for a higher price. I'd already shot all the content. And then over 12 days, I just sent everyone the same photo. That's a good way to just like get things out in chunks and like keep delivering over a set period of time. Creating new custom experiences is a really good way to keep things fresh and interesting for your members. You also could involve them in that. Like, what do you guys want more of? Or, hey, everyone, my most popular custom experience is my 30-minute mentoring session. I'm doing a sale on these at the moment. I've opened up more slots. They're available in my bio now. You may or may not be aware that you can actually add ongoing custom experiences. So I have one of these, which is you can purchase a 30-minute mentoring call with me once a month. So it's at a slightly cheaper price than my one-off mentoring session. And I have people that have bought that, and I just do a call with them once a month. And then I've mentioned this before as well, Members actually love knowing what your earnings are going towards. So if you've got a goal, share it with them. They really like it. Like I shared that I was going to Europe. I ended up making 8 grand that month, which is the most I've ever made on Sunroom. And I felt like everyone just wanted to contribute to the cause. They wanted to like help buy my outfits, what I was going to wear to weddings, bikinis. So it can be a really worthy thing to share with people. Last tip. Did you know that as well as your automated welcome message for members, you can set up an automated welcome message for non-members? And what this means is that anyone who comes over to your grid, it's designed in quite a smart way. It will make it look like there is a message waiting for them. And then they will tap it and open it, and it will contain your automated welcome message for non-members. So I would consider adding one of them as well, because it means that a chat thread opens up with anyone that's ever come along and had how to look at your profile, and this message is sent to them. This is mine, and I actually remind people in mine that my custom experiences can still be bought by them. So did you know custom experiences? Did you know you can purchase my custom experiences without being a member? You can check them out in my bio, but my most popular ones are 30-minute mentoring calls and custom photos, here to chat if you need. So that's something you could consider adding as well. Okay. That actually took me longer than I thought. Okay. That is that. Let me look at these questions. How do you mark someone as a top member? So you don't mark someone as a top member. That's actually automatic. So the app will mark them as a top member based on how much they've spent on you. So the people that have spent the most will end up being marked as a top member. If you are new, it'll probably take a little bit of time to kick into gear. But that is how that happens. I hope that makes sense. Hi, Lex. Okay, those are all the questions. I've just answered a second one, so that's good. Does anyone else have any questions before I wrap this up? Anything not make sense? Okay, well, thanks for attending. Some of you have been so conscientious and literally joined every single workshop. So really appreciate it. It honestly makes my life so much easier being able to do these sessions and just get this information out to as many people as possible. So thanks for attending, because yeah, it just kind of shows us that these are valuable things to do and helps us stay motivated to keep doing them. So I hope this has been helpful. Wait, now there's more. Celebrating hitting 1K last night. Woohoo! Thank you. Keep killing it. It's helped. Yay, I'm glad. When will the app be available on Android? Guess what? I actually have an Android phone in front of me right now with a Sunroom app on it. We're just finishing up testing it. It is probably worth me mentioning. We are launching on Android. It'll be really, really soon. But it's only Android for creators. So it'll just mean that any person with a Android who wants to be a creator will finally be able to create. Any member will still just use our website. We probably will add the complete package to Android relatively soon, but it's honestly very standard in tech for you to just launch on iOS first and see that your product actually works and that people like it before you go building an Android, because it's basically like maintaining two completely different products. which takes up way more time, money, and resources, which startups just don't have. So that's why we've only been available on iOS for this long. And then we just kept hearing people wanted Android, Android, Android. So we were like, okay, it's probably time for us to like invest some time into this. But we're doing it in a staggered way. So it's going to be first with creators because currently they're the people who can't use our product at all. Members can still just use our web app. So it'll be Sunroom for creators pretty soon, and then Sunroom for everyone who wants to be on an Android, not the website. Cool. All right. Thank you all so much. I hope this helped and really appreciate you all being here. Just checking I didn't miss anything else. No, I think we're good. Okay, cool. Well, I'll chat to you in DMs if you need it. Have a good afternoon. Bye.